everyone's mic on?
Hello?
Boo.
I am, wait a minute. 1 minute, let me just, I think I'm going to borrow yours. You gave me the copy that I lost, okay. Nancy Waldeman. And for which one? 15. This meeting of the Oak Park City Council is called to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor McClellan,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Here.
Councilmember Radner,
Present.
Councilmember Rich,
Here.
Councilmember Speech.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Next, we have some changes to the agenda. Please mark your agenda. The first change is remove 15A because the buyer withdrew the offer on the property. Second item is remove 15C, D, and E. Add 15A for Veterans Treatment Court and 15C Mental Health Court. Okay, is there approval of the agenda with those additions and corrections?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Next is the consent agenda. These are routine items presented to City Council without discussion as a single item. Any item can be removed and considered separately. A, council meeting minutes of September 19th. B, special council meeting minutes of September 19th. C, Beautification Advisory Commission meeting minutes of June 21st. D, Public Safety Activity Summary Report for August 2016. E, payment application number 1 in the amount of $92,196.39 to Mattioli Cement Company, LLC, for the 2016 sidewalk replacement project M627. Finally, F, licenses, new and renewals, is submitted for October 6th, 2016. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. I don't see elected officials visiting. There are no special presentations or public hearings, so we are down to item 11, accounting reports, approval for payment of invoices submitted by Garen Luco Miller, PC, for legal services in the amount of $364. Is there a motion to approve this payment?
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Member Radner.
I can't stress enough how important it is to have your lawyers paid.
Spoken
all.
like a true lawyer, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, I think we need a roll call. It's a money payment. Roll call, please.
Councilmembers Radner,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Speech,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes.
Motion
Motion
carries.
carried. We are down to ordinances, item 13. This is first reading of an ordinance to amend Chapter 22, Businesses, by adding a new Article 14, Smoking Lounges, to license and regulate smoking lounges and facilities commonly described as tobacco retail specialty shops, cigar bars, zero nicotine establishments, hookah lounges and bars, and other smoking facilities by any other name for the public health, safety, and welfare of the City of Oak Park and persons within its jurisdictional boundaries. Is there a motion to approve the first reading?
So moved.
Support.
Moved in support. Is there any discussion or questions?
Madam Mayor, if I can, I'd just like to make a note that you have before you, there was one minor revision to section 22-530 we discussed during our special meeting this evening, and that is the amendment for the requirement for liability insurance, which is found at page 4 of the ordinance, and that is before you.
Page 4, item A, page 4, it's section 22-530 license procedure. Under that large paragraph A, kind of below the middle, where it says applicant must have a proof that the applicant has a policy of liability insurance issued by a company satisfactory to the city clerk covering the smoking lounge in an amount of not less than $100,000. And that was amended to read 500,000.
That is correct.
So do we need a vote on the amendment?
No, I just wanted to bring to your attention, because we discussed it in closed
Right.
session, I'm sorry, in public session during the study special council meeting, that there was a revised version that you did not have before you.
Got it. So the revised version has 500,000 for the liability insurance.
That's correct.
Yeah, you got it right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Revised. Yes.
It's in red, right?
Got it. Okay. Any other discussion or questions? Member speech.
Yep, no questions. I just wanted to acknowledge the hard work that the administration put forth in putting all this together. And I really feel confident that this is something that'll work for our community. So I appreciate that.
Excellent. That's great. I know that there were 6 or 8 meetings from various departments crafting this ordinance so that it would be effective. And we thank you all for your time and input. So we are now ready for any other comments? We're ready for a vote. City Clerk?
Councilmember Radner?
Yes.
Councilmember Rich?
Yes.
Councilmember Speech?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns?
Yes.
Mayor McClellan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
This passes the first reading. Item 13B is first reading of a proposed text amendment to the City of Oak Park zoning ordinances, Article 8, B2, General Business District, Section 801, Permitted Uses. The text amendment allowing smoking lounges as a permitted use so that it could be regulated. So do we have a motion for the first reading?
So moved.
Support.
Move and support. Is there discussion or questions?
Just if we could have, for the benefit of the audience, the explanation of what this is.
Right.
Madam Mayor, if I may.
Please, yes.
This item is a recommended amendment to the current city zoning ordinance. It is primarily in tandem with the first reading of the ordinance we just had for the new legislation for the smoking facilities. This specifically amends our zoning ordinance to permit these types of businesses within our general B2 zoning district with 2 restrictions, and that is that they are the proposed smoking facility is not located within 500 feet of a school, park, or place of worship, and also that the proposed facility is not located within 1,000 feet of any other facility.
Okay. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Burns?
I just want to be clear and to share with the audience that this amendment will be adjusted to include the distance that we decided to measure from, correct?
That is correct. The amendment will indicate that the measurements subject to this ordinance are as defined in section 1929, regulated uses, subsection D for measurement within the zoning ordinance. And that language will be added in your second reading under section 801. We'll have it as subsection 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we ready for vote? City Clerk, please.
Councilmembers Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yep.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes, motion
Motion
carries.
carries.
Very good. Item
Thank you.
C. This is first reading of an ordinance. They've been very busy. To amend Article 5, Dangerous Buildings of Chapter 18, Buildings and Building Regulations of the Code of Ordinances by amending Section 18-13. The amendment allows the owner to request a public hearing conducted by the Building Board of Appeals when a challenge is made to a dangerous building order. Do we have a motion for the first reading?
So moved.
Support?
Any discussion or questions of this one? City Attorney?
Again, just as you stated, Madam Mayor, this is a single line text change to section 18-213 subsection A. This is, excuse me, revising the requirement before any action is taken by the city that we will honor a request of any property owner for a hearing before the Building Board of Appeals prior to taking action in accordance with the ordinance.
Very good. Any discussion or questions? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Radner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes, motion carries. We are now at the city manager section of the program, which is Community and Economic Development, and we are on revised 15A, which is the Veterans Treatment Court. And I believe we have the court administrator, Nancy Waldman.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. As Madam Mayor stated, I'm Nancy Waldman. I'm the Court Administrator for the 45th District Court. We are pleased to announce that we have applied for the 4th year in a row and received funds from the state of Michigan to continue operation of our Veterans Treatment Court. It is, this will be its 4th year in operation, and it has proved, we believe, very, very successful. It is what's called a specialty treatment court and identifies the needs, specific needs of veterans when they enter the criminal justice system. And the goal is to identify these people, put them on a specialized probation with some intensive treatment options to try to fully understand the specific needs of veterans and put them back on a better path. So for the current year, we have received a grant of $38,000. The grant period runs from the beginning of October of 2016 through the end of September of 2017. We anticipate applying again next year, and it's been a very successful program. It does need our funding units, which is the Oak Park City Council's approval, to accept the money.
Wonderful. We attended the graduation.
Yes.
The graduates of the program. It was extremely impressive. It's a wonderful thing to do for the veterans. We're honored to be hosting it here. Are there any questions about the court? Let's see, we need a motion then. Yes, is there a question? Yes.
No, no questions, just a comment, and just want to commend the court on running such a great program for our veterans. Many times too often, they are looked over, so I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really a privilege to be able to offer the program. And I should really extend kudos to Judge Apple, who was instrumental 4 years ago in writing the grant and committing her additional time and energies to getting the program going.
Nice. Very nice. So this is a resolution approving a contract between the State Court Administrative Office, SCAO, and the 45th District Court for the 2017 Veterans Treatment Court Program. We need a motion to approve this resolution.
So moved?
Support.
Any discussion or questions for Court Administrator Waldman? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you, everyone.
We're delighted. City Manager, do you have item B?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council. I'd like to call Director Maroney to the podium to discuss 15B, please.
Good evening. Last month, you approved a facade grant for Star Bakery located on Coolidge Highway. We have her next-door neighbor in the council chambers tonight applying for a facade grant for her building front at 26035 Coolidge. She has submitted it. The cost is estimated to be between $6,700 and $7,500 for the repairs. She wants it to emulate the building next door that was done a few years ago, Metro Frame, so the colors will look consistent when you're looking at the building. They'll also blend in with Star Bakery as well. And she's asking you to approve her facade grant for the maximum of the $2,500 50% reimbursement. And Cheryl Collier is the owner, and she is in the audience with us today.
Would you like to come up and just tell us a bit about your business?
She owns the building.
The building.
Yep.
Got it, okay. Thank
Yes.
you. We have a hair salon. Thank you very much. Let's see. So we have, we need a motion to approve this request for a facade improvement grant.
So moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion or questions? Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you for staying in Oak Park and giving us your business. It's greatly appreciated. We like working with our businesses to make sure they remain in Oak Park, so kudos.
And we're delighted that everyone is sprucing up. That is going to be, she said the whole block, for those of you at home. It's going to be wonderful. It'll be a nice addition. So we have a motion, we have a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Redner,
Yes.
Councilmember Rich,
Yes.
Councilmember Speech,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Burns,
Yes.
Mayor McClellan.
Yes, this passes. And congratulations and thank you for sprucing up your building. Item C, we're going to ask Court Administrator Nancy Waldman back to the podium to discuss a new court to help other people who I think have wound up in our jails who might need some other assistance.
Yes, thank you again. Nancy Waldman, Court Administrator for the 45th District Court. I'm here again to ask the council to accept money on our behalf from the state of Michigan again for the creation, and well, this is actually for the planning stages. This is called a planning grant for a mental health court. Again, it's a specialty court created under the auspices of the state of Michigan with a recognition that many of the people who enter the criminal justice system do suffer from a variety of mental disabilities and mental illnesses, and are oftentimes simply housed in our jails and our prisons without the treatment that they need. So there has been a push throughout the state of Michigan to create these specialty courts, mental health courts, in an effort to identify the specific needs and try for intensive treatment interventions to try to help get these people back on course and keep them out of the criminal justice system going forward. We have applied and received, and again, I should give credit here to Judge David Gubo. He has spearheaded this, has undertaken time. We've all gone and visited other mental health courts. Interestingly, this will be the first mental health court operating at a district court in all of Oakland County.
Wow.
There are several around the state and some in Wayne County, but this will be the first district court focused mental health court in Oakland County. So we're very excited about that. For planning purposes, we have received a grant of $55,510. The goal is that gives us time to plan, work with the necessary stakeholders, put together the program, hire the staff necessary, and move forward. We anticipate applying for a full grant next summer. The grant period for this runs consistent with the Veterans Treatment Court, so it's beginning of October 2016 through the end of September 2017. And I would ask that you approve the acceptance of this money tonight.
It's wonderful. Let me see, do we have a motion to, no, we don't.
We need a motion.
Okay, we need a resolution approving a contract between the State Court Administrative Office, SCAO, and the 45th District Court for the 2017 Mental Health Court Planning Program.
So moved.
Support?
Discussion or questions for Court Administrator? Member speech?
Yeah, I don't have any questions, but I do want to just commend you all on taking this on. I'm very familiar with mental health in Michigan and also the mental health courts. So I know just the enormous task that it's going to be, but also how much it's going to benefit those that are going to go through it. And, you know, I just commend you all. Please pass that on to Judge Apple.
I will, and Judge Gubo. This is his
Oh, and
baby.
Judge Cooper.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We have a resolution. We have the motion and a second. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried unanimously, I must say. And everyone, I think, has, everyone has a family member somewhere touched by mental illness. This is in every family, so this will make a huge difference to many people.
And it's
Thank you.
Thank you, and we really do appreciate the council's support. I think there is fortunately a growing recognition that there are specific segments of this population, whether it is mental illness, veterans issues. There are a lot of people who need additional support and additional assistance to navigate through the criminal justice system and work towards staying out of the criminal justice system. And so it's really nice to see support from the state of Michigan to fund these programs.
Right, amen. We would love,
Thank you all for your support.
thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, members of council, that completes the city manager report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager Tungate. Now we are at call to the audience. Is there anyone would like to come up and say anything? This is a quiet bunch. I would like to call Assistant City Manager Kevin Yee to update us on the MDOT, Michigan Department of Transportation project, the bridge over 696. How are we doing, and where are we, and when are we expected to be done?
Thank you. The project that cut down or cut off Church Street from the north to the south end of the community is well underway. It's almost completed, actually. Most of Church Street has been poured back. They are looking to go further south on Church Street and remove the remainder of Poor Street. The schools are going to be closed for a period of about a week and a half, starting next week. They're going to remove Church Street, pour that section back. The area of sidewalks, the playground structure, most of that is in now. The parking lot has to be replaced, and they're looking to do that after Church Street the remainder of Church Street is complete. So if you go by there now, the fencing is down except for some secured walkways for the children that go to the schools there. And the main playground structure has been built other than the protective surface. So it's pretty amazing. I think if you go by there and take a look, the playground structure is really neat, and very excited about that. Most of the sidewalks have been poured. It really is coming, it's shaping up now, and you can see what the park is going to look like. They are expected to be done the second week in November, and they're hoping to be ahead of schedule. But right now, they've only committed to keep to their original schedule. So we're hoping that they'll open early. The playground hopefully will be open early, and we'll be get the kids able to play on the play structure before it gets too cold.
So the original date was the end of November?
I think it's mid-November is what their schedule was. It's
So,
mid-November.
and they plan to be done by the second week?
Yes.
Wonderful. And tell us a little about the landscaping plan?
The landscaping, they'll be planting some of the trees this fall, but a lot of the trees they can't plant until the spring. I think the pines, the conifers, they can't plant until the spring. They'll be doing some restoration, but I think they'll complete the restoration in the spring. So they'll put down some temporary restoration and some things to keep the area secured. But the completed project won't be done until the spring, as far as complete restoration of the topsoil and seed and all the trees being planted and everything else.
Nice.
But it's shaping up, and you can definitely see what it's going to come to now, so.
That will be great. Any questions for Director Yee on this one? Member speech?
I'm glad that you gave the update, because I was going to commend you in my closing comments about Church Street, commend the department, of course, about Church Street, and also the areas around the city that had the sidewalk and the handicap ramps that were put in. I was driving around and I saw the young men putting in the sod, and everything is really coming together with that project too. So the city is really looking great, and I'm glad that everything's coming ahead of schedule.
Yes. Thank you. Me too.
Thank you so much. I got communication about a resident who was exercised about a water bill. And I learned that the City of Oak Park really goes out of their way. Steve in the water department, Lukasik, goes out of his way to help residents who have problems. He would look at the billing, and if he sees a pattern of increased usage, he sends the resident a letter saying, I've noticed your usage is increasing. Please check for leaks or any kind of a water loss on your property to avoid losing water. So the gentleman got this letter but didn't think he had a leak and came in very upset, and Steve talked to him just calmly and professionally. It was very impressive. And he said, listen, we'll send someone, no cost to you, out to your home to check for leaks because something is happening and your water bills are very high. So they sent someone out, and sure enough, the toilet in the basement that hadn't been checked was leaking, and a leaking toilet can use an incredible amount of water, just hundreds of dollars in no time. And so I called the family, and they were delighted with the service. They came in mad, and they came out grateful. And I think that's the level of service that so many of our departments give in this city is just impressive. Also, I was at a retirement event for one of our wonderful employees who retired, and I met an old gentleman who was in his 80s, who was the head of the founder of the company that picks up our trash, the sanitation company that we use. And he said that he started business in 1980. He borrowed $500 from his dad, and they bought a used garbage truck. And he started out with one customer on State Fair and Livernois. And they were paying $1.50 a month. And when he got a second customer, he was very excited because he had doubled his business. So then he's expanded from then, and this is Tringali Sanitation that many of our suburbs use. I just thought it was kind of a heartwarming story about the founder of the company. This was, let's see. That was the one that I wanted to tell you, and Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Have a pleasant evening, and good night.
Thank you. Councilmember Radner.
I would just like to ditto what the Mayor Pro Tem just said.
Councilmember Speech.
Yes, it's fall. Please remember to turn your porch lights on. It's getting darker later. It has been for a while. And also, please pay attention to those signs you're seeing around your community that say don't park on the street at a certain time because of street cleaning, because we want to make sure that Oak Park gets cleaned up before the snow falls. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilmember Rich.
Thank you all for coming out. Have a great night.
Thank you. There being no further business to come before this council, this meeting is adjourned.